What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Raid Shadow Legends. We are going to start here on the free-to-play account today, and the Shadowkin faction crypt is finally live in the game. We're going to jump in there, check it out tonight. We're going to do it with both the free-to-play and the main account. Wanted to start off with the free-to-play account first, though, because my main account is pretty stacked with Shadowkin. I have all the legendaries there with the exception of Riho and Noble, so I wanted to start on the free-to-play account where I really don't have much from this faction. I have not really been working on Faction Wars too much on this account. Of course, we do have Ninja, who was the free-to-play, or not, well, I guess free-to-play, yeah, but he was a free legendary that you got if you were playing the game at a certain time. He's really my only Shadowkin besides Genbo, who's really built out because those are the only two I really use on the account. You can see here with Ninja, we use him primarily in Clan Boss, so that's kind of why he's in the Lifesteal set. And you can kind of get a look at his stats there. On the right-hand side, his masteries are all finished as well. We'll just take a... Actually, they're not finished. I guess I need to get on that. But we'll just take a quick look here at who we have here. We have Genbo, who we use as our main nuker in the arena, mainly for his ability to ignore the unkillable buffs. So basically, if you're having trouble with Skull Crowns, Leoris even in the arena, his attacks will completely ignore that unkillable, so he can kill them and they won't come back or they won't survive. So he's really solid in the arena, especially in Gold 4 right now with all the Skull Crowns you're seeing. He's been really helpful with keeping this free-to-play account up in Gold 4 despite us not having a ton of speed on our Arbiter. He's been pretty awesome to have there. So we got him built. Not really who I would think about taking into Shadowkin Faction Wars, but he's all we have besides Ninja really at this point, so he should be fine for the first couple of stages. We got Fenshi here, who I've had him since the fusion that he was a part of, and I haven't done much with him. He's at 50. I think I used him on Fire Knight for a little bit when I was doing the Arbiter missions on this account, but he's just kind of in some run-of-the-mill gear, whatever we could throw him in. He's fast enough, and he was accurate enough to kind of hit his turn meter and his 3-hitter against the Fire Knight shield. His mastery, he's only got a couple of them worked on there. So we're going to be throwing him in there. We've got Odachi, who's actually a really solid rare in this faction, but we only have him to level 50 here. I actually just put some gear on him today since it was Clan vs. Clan and Artifact Enhancement, kind of just rolling up some stuff. Had a couple of 16s rolled already. I did decide to put him in a day set just because he does have an attack all enemies on the A2, and I didn't really have a good enough stun set to throw him in for that. Plus, I need to give my stun set to Sylar whenever I get a decent one. So I just thought we'd put him in something that could do a little bit of utility crowd control if we get the chance. He's got some decent speed on him, some okay accuracy, and we'll just see what he can do there. He's a defense-based champion, so going to be relying on him to do some good things for this team. Eventually we might 6-star him at some point, but I'm not sure. We do have Chonaru, who is pretty cool. I have her on my main account. I've done a video with her as a 12-3 farmer, as she can do it pretty quickly. She's got some interesting abilities, but as you can see, we have not done anything with her on this account besides get her up to 50 for champ training or something. So next is going to be Hotatsu, who actually was working on a little bit today. We don't have him quite up to level 50 yet, but we did ascend him so he can make use of his abilities. He can remove the debuff at each start of each turn, so it's kind of nice. He can do a little bit of cleansing. He's got the increased defense. He's got the decreased attack, which is pretty good. And he's got a leech on his A1. So we just kind of threw him in some gear to make sure he's got a little bit of accuracy, a little bit of speed, and just see how far we can go with him. We don't have any masteries done on him at all. So those are going to be my main 5, I think. Hotatsu, Fenshi, Odachi, Ninja, and Genbo. We've got Life Taker, who we were going to build at some point, just never got around to it. And I just recently pulled Burenguri. I haven't had a chance to start working on him, though, but I think he's going to be actually really good in his Faction Wars. I just haven't had a chance to do much with him at this point since we have so much else going on with this free-to-play account. I got Blood Mask here. He's going to wind up being a chicken for somebody, so he's not really going to be used in Faction Wars. And then we did pick up a duplicate Hotatsu, so we do have a little bit in the Faction Guardians there. But let's go ahead and jump out. We'll go check in the Guardian Ring real quick so I can kind of show you guys my Shadowkin. And you can see here we do have 2 Genbos and 2 Hotatsus, so we are getting plus 10 HP, plus 10 attack for all our epics in the faction, so that'll be pretty cool. But let's go ahead and just jump right in. Let's go. It's the only faction that's open tonight, which is pretty nice. I've already done my 5 3v3 matches as well, so we can go ahead and reload our keys once we get through this, and we'll see what kind of rewards we can get from this tonight. Now, I'm not even close to getting Lydia on this account. I wasn't when they did the changeover, so any stars we can get here is going to be pretty awesome. And I'm not quite sure if we have a faction crypt aura on any of these guys. All battles. Okay, cool. Defense in all battles will work. That's why Hotatsu's pretty good. I don't see a lot of people talk about this guy, but he seems to be a really solid champion. And I'm going to go ahead and build him out of my main account if I need him. But you'll see when we go over there. I have like all the legendaries, so I'm really not sure if I need to waste the resources. But let's go ahead and get started here. I'm not expecting these first few to be all that difficult. We should be able to get through these pretty quickly. I wish I had some more AoE damage, or some more AoE attacks, so we could just kind of run through and one-shot all the waves. But we'll take what we can get right now. So there's quick 3-star on the first one, and we're going to get some CVC points for this as well, so that's kind of nice. And we'll just see how far we can go through. I'll see what the first boss is like. I think we should be able to get at least through stage 7 of this, so we can do the first boss. And I'll try to see how far I can go on my main account. Since I have a lot better champions there, we should be able to push further if possible. Alright, stage 2, no problem so far. I didn't expect there to be too much difficulty here at the beginning. I just kind of wanted to showcase the new faction war, so you guys could take a look at it if you haven't had a chance to get into it yet. I know some people have had some videos from the test server out kind of showing off the boss in stage 21 and everything, but kind of nice to experience it. I know not everyone has all the super amazing champions, so I thought we would come in here on the free-to-play account to start with, where we don't have a lot of great Shadowkin built up here. So far, we're still doing pretty good. Yeah, we're not really having too much, basically one-shotting everybody here, so that's kind of good. And I know the last boss on this overall faction, I believe, is the same one. I want to say it's in, is it Lizardmen or Night Revenant? I think it's Night Revenant. Or one of those. Maybe it is Lizardmen, I don't know, but it's the one that ignores defense, I think. And so you got to have high HP if you want to beat that. Some ally protection and some other things. It can get really aggravating when those bosses are just one-shotting your champions through all your defense and HP. Alright, so far so good. No issues yet. Alright, we're through stage 6. Let's just drop out here real quick. How many keys have we gone through? We've got 3 keys left, so we should be able to hopefully get through this boss. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't 3-star the boss stage, because sometimes, even when you have some decently built champs, this first boss can be kind of tough. The boss fights in Faction Wars, they scale really high off difficulty. Oh, this, okay, never mind. Ninja will probably solo this. Alright, there we go. Cool, so we got a rare book, 2-star Spiegellift, got 100 points there. 4 clan versus clan. Let's see, we're going to get 6 more keys, so we'll probably be able to push a couple more of these. Let me go ahead and just burn this last key here, and then we'll go grab our other 6 from our 3v3 quest. We can come back in here and see if we can push 3 more stages here, but this will be kind of nice. Get us some stars, we'll get some more rewards, hopefully. It's toward the end of clan versus clan, so have a good week of rewards here on the account, which will allow us to hopefully continue doing this fusion that we're working on right now. All right, let me go in and I'll grab those last 6 keys and we'll come back and finish this up. All right, we're back here. We got 6 more keys. We're going to keep on going. We're at stage 8. I'm thinking we're going to be able to get through stage 10 here. So it looks like 30 stars, maybe our maximum on this first run through the crypt. That is if we can, assuming we can 3-star the next couple stages here. I think Ninja is going to carry us through a lot of this because he is built super durable for clan boss. He's got some Hokage. His gear is not amazing, but it's decent enough to where he can survive quite a bit. And so far, we're really not having too much trouble at all pushing through here. So even if you have a couple Shadowkin that aren't well developed, go ahead and push through as far as you can. Make sure you're trying to get some of those rewards at least. I mean, right now we're working on this. We got 3 5-stars on this team. They got decent gear, but they're not really built out. No masteries on 3 of these guys. Really, Ninja and Gembo are the only 2 that are mostly built. But still no problem. All right, cool. I think, oh, can we not do? Okay, that's unfortunate. We don't have, I should have saved that 1 key. Oh, now I look stupid, don't I? At least I know now for my main account to save that 1 key. because we would have had 3 to push through stage 10. I forgot that it was 3 keys for stage 10. So we have 2 left. Let's just run this last one. And F in chat for not being able to do math, but that's fine. We'll just jump on it next week. I wasn't expecting to finish or get close to finishing this faction crypt anyways. So being behind one more stage is really not going to hurt us too much. That'll just be 3 stars to get next time. So, okay, cool. Let's see what we've got now. So let's jump back here. And we are at 27. Cool. All right, so we got, okay, got some cool stuff here. We got a legendary book. We got a 400k silver. We got a sacred shard. That's cool because we've got Summon Rush and Champ Chase coming up for the fusion. So those will be able to help us out with that. And we're at 660 stars now, out of the 882 that we were still going after for Lydia. We're still working our way through a lot of... We've only finished Barbarian High Elf here. We're almost done with Dark Elves. And Banner Lords were pretty close. This is just mainly gear that we need to upgrade on this. We've got some really good champions there. Same thing with Dark Elves. I need to get a stun set for Stylar. That's good enough to let her lock down that. And we got a long way to go on the rest of these. So wasn't really worried about getting Lydia before this opened up. I knew we weren't going to be able to do it. So we got some more stuff to work on though. So it's pretty cool. We got a bunch of stars tonight. We'll probably get a bunch of stars next week when this is open again. And be able to keep progressing through to get some more resources. So that's pretty cool. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to jump over to my main account, which is a little bit more stacked with the Shadowkin, and we'll run through that real quick just to see how fast we can do it, I guess. So be right back. All right, here we go. We're on the main account now, and as I said, this account is pretty stacked for the Shadowkin Faction Wars. I've had Lydia for a couple of months on my main account, so I was able to start prepping early for the Shadowkin faction. I'd kind of been building at least 1 or 2 Shadowkin, almost every clan versus clan, just so I would have some available. Plus, there's some really cool champions in this faction that I wanted to use in other areas. We've been doing some videos on those lately, like Chani, and some other ones. We got Burr and Geary, obviously, to try to help us solo Bommel in the Doom Tower. But let's go over what we have real quick. Obviously, we've got Ninja here, who, again, was the champion given for free if you logged in during a certain time period. Within the game, he's in kind of an interesting build here with just kind of some ragtag gear to get him some decent stats. His speed's a little low at 177, but I'm not sure if that'll matter too much. We've got him in some stone skin gear, or is that protection? I can't remember if that's protection or stone skin. Something to help him out with its protection. Okay, cool. But I've been using him in the Hydra, so I've kind of built him to be a little more durable. Plus, we do use a speed lead there, so that can kind of help clear up his speed a little bit. We've got Kyoku, who's actually one of my favorite new champions that I picked up on the account. I actually pulled her about a week ago, and then I did a random 10 pull of Ancient Shards to get some food for champion training, and I wound up pulling her again off her 10x. I went ahead and plus wonder just because I wanted to empower her. It's like the bonuses were pretty good, so we took that on her to make her pretty durable. I've also been using her in Hydra. She's pretty good there. She's got an attack down plus the ally protection, so pretty cool champion. I've been using a little bit here and there lately. We got her decent speed, pretty good accuracy, and some okay stats everywhere else. I can't remember if I did her. Okay, yeah, she is fully masteried out. I don't have any books in her yet, though, because I didn't have enough legendary books, but I think she's going to be a pretty hard carry in this faction war with her skill kit. We got Yoshi. We've had him since his fusion. He's actually missing some gloves, so I don't know if we will use him tonight or not, so I'm gonna have to go back and fix it, because I've been using him in Hydra. I didn't even realize he was missing gloves, so that's great. We'll have to go back and take care of that. We've got Lady Kimmy, who was part of the guaranteed Ancient Shard event. For 150 Ancient Shards, you were guaranteed to get her. I use her in Doom Tower, I use her in Arena. She's one of, I think she's like the 3rd fastest champion on my account. With her speed, she's pretty good there, over 300 speed, 350 plus accuracy. Use her for a lot of debuffs. She can buff strip. Obviously, she's got the speed aura and Doom Tower, so very clutch there as well. So we're going to be probably using her in the faction war runs to see what she can do there. But that's the other thing that I've really been saving my shards on my main account. So anytime they do these guaranteed legendary events, I can just have the ancients ready and just pull them and get whatever champ it is. She was one of the best champs to get through that, I think. We've got Genzon here. Again, he's built up mainly for accuracy. Pretty much for him, I'm trying to remember what. I think it's Steel Parting. Yeah, it's for the decreased defense AoE here. It's mainly what he'll be used for in this faction crypt for us. Pretty solid build on him. He's been built for a while. I haven't really been using him anywhere. We got Oboro here, who I recently put together for Hydra. Back when you could use the original Shamal cheese and you could just have her out there for the decreased defense. She was pretty solid for that, but she's in an okay set of relentless gear here, decent build, 100% plus crit rate, okay speed. She's at least there if we need to try her out. Burn Guri's in a pretty tanky build here with Immortal and Regen. This was my build, the solo Bommel through normal Doom Tower, and then I believe on the first, I think it's floor 10 on a hard. So that worked for a while until they kind of changed Bommel a little bit. Still works on normal, but he needs to have a little bit of help with him. But I think he'll come through pretty well. He does have a provoke, chance of the stun on the all enemy attack here. Strengthen buff, shield buff. This guy's just really solid overall for protection, along with Taragi. We'll talk about him in a second. We got Fenchi here, who I was using in Clan Boss for a while in my Unkillable team. That's why he's in a poison set, because that does take advantage of his ignore defense if there's poison already out on the target. So pretty cool champion. He's got some really awesome animations. Got a 3-hitter on both his A1 and A2. My free-to-play, I used him to help me out with Fire Knight when I was trying to do the Arbiter missions. So I haven't really done much with him. You see, he's actually still in 4-star gloves. And I'm not quite sure if we'll be using him at all in the Faction Wars, but you never know. We do have Chani here. I've done a video on her. Really one of my favorite champions of the game. She's got a really cool kit that you can use. So you can see we've got her in some Immortal gear and some accuracy and defense gear. I've been using her on the normal Hydra boss. She was in my last video about the normal Hydra with her debuff extension on her Shower of Misery. This is a really great ability. We've shown her using this also in the hard Doom Tower against Irgoth. So really cool champion overall. Got this nice passive where it increases the crit rate for all her accuracy that she has. So you're able to go a little bit lower on the crit rate if you have pretty good accuracy built on her. So we may be using her a little bit here. It's just we have just like a complete riches here of Shadowkin champions here. Now Taragi is missing his helmet, so we'll have to go in and fix that too. I think he's going to be an MVP here within this faction war. I wonder what it looks like he was wearing an Immortal helmet. Let me see if I can just throw one on him real quick, just so we can get him in there. If we even have, we don't look like we have any. Okay, well that's not good. Wonder if we can just find a helmet to throw on him, and that will just work for now. Let's just give him whatever. It's fine. Just have to go back and fix his build later. I just don't want him to be missing gear for the faction war run. And of course, it reset the roster all the way back to the top. I hate it when it does that. Let's get back down here into Shadowkin. So there's Taragi. We're going to probably be using him all the way through to Faction War 21. Got a couple others here. We've got Gory. I had been messing around with him a little bit. His gear's not done. His masters aren't done. Don't plan on using him for this. Maybe someday for Hydra. Chonaru's kind of in the same state of disrepair. I had featured her in a farming video for 12-3. She's pretty good there. Does pretty good damage. Kind of an interesting champion. I have Gembo in this account. Talked about him a lot on the free-to-play account, but we have not really had a need for him yet here on this account. Probably wind up building him at some point to deal with Unkillable in Arena, but with our Blender team we're using now in the main, we really haven't needed to worry about that. I've got Odachi here. Haven't touched him either. He may be somebody we have to build up for this this faction war if our legendaries aren't enough. I've got Marauder here at 50 just in case. Don't know if we'll need him at all. I'm trying to remember how. I think Gentoro is a random ancient from the shop, and I haven't touched him at all. Haven't really felt the need to. Gamaram was another guaranteed champion, I believe for 150 ancient shards, so we were able to take advantage of that. He's got an interesting kit, but again, we haven't really had much of an opportunity to build him up yet. And I talked about Hotatsu earlier. I think I may have to build him for this, possibly once we get down toward the further end of the faction war. And then if we got a duplicate Taragi here, he's probably in my faction guardians. So that's kind of a look at our roster there. Let's see what we have. I think we have all the epics finished out. You see we got a ton of dupes on the epics there. So that's going to help us out if we do decide to run any of our epic champions through that. But we're going to probably use a lot of legendaries just to try to steamroll this if we can. So let's get right into it. And we are on, you see here, we've already finished Lydia, so we're already on the last little stretch to get the stars. So we'll get some cool rewards tonight and just kind of blast through this. Let's see, we're going to bring in Ninja mainly for damage. got allied defense in all battles, which is pretty nice. Bring in Lady Kimmy, Genzon, and I guess we could bring in Oboro here. Chani's pretty good. I don't know if we really need her skill abilities just yet. So we're going to try to rush through this first. But, you know, we'll just put Taragi in just for fun. But you see here, I've got a ton of 60s in Shadowkin. The only two I have not in there, I don't have in this account, is Riho Bone Spur, and then, or is it Bone Spear? I just called her Bone Spurs. That's funny. And then I think Noble is the other one I don't have, but you can see Ninja's +1, so that's what happened to my Noble that I did pull. Actually, I got Noble while pulling for Gamaran, for pulling the Guaranteed. That's kind of hilarious. And I just fed him instantly to Ninja, because I was like, yeah, Ninja +1 is going to be much better than building this guy for anything. So, alright. Moving along pretty quickly, as I thought we would. I did not think this would pose much of a danger to us here. We should be able to go through here and just one-shot all these guys pretty much. And one thing I do want to give Plarium that I think is really cool is most of the Shadowkin, they gave super fast animations. So it's not like some of the older champions that have the multi-hitters that take all day, like Lord Shazar. Like most of their attacks, like look how fast Kimmy goes across the screen. It's just crazy. So that's going to help cut down on the time it takes to blow through some of this. But yeah, even Taragi's got that nice AoE, which is pretty cool. Obviously, once you get deeper in the last couple of stages, you know, 18, 19, 20, 21, it's going to get much tougher. So you kind of have to start using more developed champions. Here we can kind of get away just having the offense and just blasting through everything as quickly as possible. That's kind of what we're doing. Oh, we didn't one-shot that wave, so that's unfortunate. Genzon's got some really cool animations too, where he just kind of pops out of his shadow. Alright, we got an advanced quest done for something. Probably get our 3v3 refill. Alright, on the boss here, I don't think this should be too much of an issue. I think we might have killed her faster on the free-to-play though. Alright, cool. So we got a rare book. Not a huge deal on this account. And we're going to remember, we're going to save the key this time because last time we didn't and we couldn't go any further. So let me go grab my keys to reset and we will go ahead and get the rest of these done. Alright guys, we're back in. Let's continue on. Stage 8. So we continue to blow through Shadowkin here tonight. Let me know down below how you guys are doing. You know, is this a faction that you had been working on? Did you already have Lydia like me and we're just kind of prepping for it? Or are you still trying to work through Lydia and this is just kind of some extra stars that you have to go through now? But so far we haven't really been having any trouble here. Let's see if we can get all 30 stars tonight. And then anticipate maybe finishing the faction next week when it's open again, if we're able to. I'll have to check. I'll have to see how many stages we have left and whether or not that's going to be possible. Alright. So we got 3 key. Okay, good. We did it right this time. That way we can at least get one more stage in. But it may not be possible to finish the whole thing next time. We may have to, this may take 2 or 3 weeks to get through all this. Okay, cool. So we got through stage 10. We're out of keys, so let's see what else we'll have, I think. So yeah, I don't think we'll be able to get much. We're not going to be able to get all the way down to here next time, but we'll be able to get, I think, through at least 12, 13, 14, 15. Maybe through stage 16, close to 17 next time, because the guilds start going up to 4 keys here after a couple more stages. I think stage 14 boss, if I remember correctly, is that when it starts to be 4 keys. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll probably do another video next week to continue on through this and see if we can finish it up. But it's looking like it may take us a little bit longer. Now, oddly enough, it's funny on my free-to-play account where I got like 2 sacred shards and the legendary book and all that stuff. Here, it doesn't seem like the rewards they put in for extending it are all that great. 400 energy, not bad. Rank charms is decent. 1 void shard, 500,000. That should be at least like $1 million. 1 epic skill tome. We got another void shard. That's nice because we got 2 exploits coming up this weekend. And looks like what we got here. We got a rank 4 chicken. This should be a rank 5 chicken. If you're this deep in faction wars, you really don't need rank 4 chickens. There's $1 million. Legendary book. Okay, cool. So that's what it looks like the rest of the way out. So there you go, guys. Kind of a quick tour going through Shadowkin Faction Wars on the opening night of the Faction Crypt. Again, let me know down below how you guys are doing with this. If you're struggling a little bit, if you don't have developed champions, or if you're kind of just blowing through it and you think you're going to finish it basically the first way through without too much trouble. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.